You also mentioned there, last year you were prepping for 11 months of the year.
Yeah.
Why were you prepping, and why did you transition to a prep center? Tell us about that.
I think that kind of goes part of my whole process. Like I said, my process is a bit different. I don't like to rush things. I want to make sure that I'm confident in everything that I do, and that's including the people that I work with. And there are so many prep centers to choose from, and I almost went with another prep center, which I'm not going to mention the name of, but I didn't like their process at all. I did a bit of research in this. I was like, I'm just going to leave it. I'll leave it until that date. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do it in January. I'm going to do that. And I kept on pushing until it got to December, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it now. So to be honest, I didn't mind prep center. I prepping myself. Sorry, I didn't mind doing the prepping myself. But I got to the point where I said, if I want to do volume, which is exactly what I wanted to focus on more now, I will need help, because it is quite painful sometimes to do prepping all by yourself. 2,000 units a month is a lot of work, and it got to a point where everything I didn't like it anymore. It's like I feel unhealthy doing it. I don't have time. I'm always, because I have a garage when I prep, so it was my little prep unit, I call it, and I had no time for my family, because every evening I have to go and prep, and so it just got to a point where I was like, even if it's a couple of hours a day or a couple of hours a week, whatever it would be, it's a couple of hours that I'm losing. And then I did my maths and I said, look, I can afford to do prep center, I can afford to outsource it, and that's why I took the risk, let's call it, with a very good prep center. I'm very, very pleased. They're very small, which is exactly what I was looking for, because communications are very important for me with prep center. So I went with a very small prep center, and I'm really, really pleased with them. And they've been absolutely outstanding. Phenomenal work, better than I can do. So, which is really annoying, because I was like, I'm the best, but unfortunately I'm not.
Yeah. But it's really interesting, because you said it again. You talked about VAs, limiting belief. No one can be better than me. Now you've gone to a prep center. No one can prep better than me. Oh, they can. Damn.
Yeah. So actually, it was a conversation I had with the guy from the prep center. I said, "Oh, by the way, when this and this and happened," he goes, "Dude, I know. I know how to do my job. Just leave it." Sorry. So I was just I'm still getting constantly told off for being wrong. So I think to the point where he's just ignoring me now, because he's like, "Look, dude, we know what we're doing. We know our process. This is why we do what we do, because we know what we're doing." And to be honest, I completely leave it to them. I just place my orders, put in a sheet, and just leave it. So nice. Honestly, so nice. It's such a good thing not to do prep set. It's so nice. So much free time now. Yeah.
And hey, I think, well done to you for, the thing which I'm listening to from this is, my God, it's really interesting, because the last interview was 85,000. The belief there was that if I go over it, it's going to be more work. Well, you've proven that wrong. If I hire a VA, no one's going to be better than me. I'm wasting my time. Well, you've proven that wrong. No one can beat me at prep. Well, you've proven that wrong. And it's a really very interesting, eye-opening experience, and obviously to talk to you about it, in the fact that what you're learning about your Amazon journey and listening to it from an external perspective. And the question I would then follow on then afterwards is, obviously you don't know the answer, but as you go through your journey in the future, is what other limiting beliefs do you have, and how can you prove if they're right or wrong or not?
This is I was just thinking the same thing, and I'm thinking, everything I've achieved is something that I've never believed in. You know what I mean? So talking about belief, and I'm thinking the biggest enemy in my life is me, who's limiting my own strengths or my everything. So what I'm thinking about now, the future, which I started thinking, I'm like, oh my God, can I do it? I still question myself if I can do it, even though I've proved to myself that, hey, you can do it. But yet I'm still sitting here thinking, oh, can I actually do it? Can I grow my business to seven figures? Can I be that? Because it would sound really nice if you could say I'm a £1 million business, it sounds phenomenal. But then you have this fear of, can I do it? That, oh my God, do I have the confidence? Do I have the everything in place to achieve it? It's quite interesting how the last 12 months proved how wrong I am about myself and my own beliefs, which is very interesting, when you reflect it.
And I think the takeaway for me from it, I'd share with you, is the fact that, my God, when you challenge yourself, you can achieve a lot. And actually, when you doubt something, don't, because you've already proven yourself wrong time and time again.
Yeah, it's kind of Sorry, can I just add? Yeah, I was just thought about it as well. It's like when we if I analyze, what happened over the 12 months, or let's say between the time that when we spoke and to today, that at the time when I was doing Amazon, I didn't really do it for a reason of why. So I didn't have a reason for it. I was just doing it because it's extra income, bit of fun, easy job at the time and all this. It was just so like, bit of extra income for travels and whatnot. But then when I found out that obviously I'll be a father, it created this reason why, and my why was so strong that I said, no matter what comes my way, I have to get through it. So this is why I was so scared, but also kind of like, okay, I'll have to get through it, because if I stay in my comfort zone, I will never ever achieve anything. This is my saying, never achieve anything in my life. So by being uncomfortable, I was so uncomfortable doing it. But if I followed, going back to what I mentioned about my process, the steps, if you follow that simple process, those simple steps, you will overcome that fear. Because at least for people like myself who aren't exactly the smartest people in the world or the most confident when it comes to business or money, for me a process of building that trust in myself and the belief was really, really important. So going through step one, just a simple step one of reaching out to people that I admire, that I envy, and that I want to be like, and speaking to them and getting their little sayings such as, it's easy, not easy like easy, but it's easy thing to do, like just do it. or like even telling me like, okay, if you are doing it, make sure you do this thing first, or make sure you understand this, or make sure you watch this video or something. Even if it's a little thing, it can go a long way. And kind of those little things added all together really formed that mindset in my head, like, okay, I'm gonna do it. I can do it. And it wasn't until my first VAT return that I was like, oh my god, I need to pay VAT. Like £4,000 gone. Oh no. Yep. So, but it was all good fun. You pay it and then you move on. So.
Fun. Hey, no, I really agree, and I think the one thing I love about business is the fact that it's a learning experience all the time. Yeah. And as you keep pushing yourself and challenging yourself, you start achieving more and more, and you're like, wow, is this even possible? And then you reflect maybe over a 2-year period, and you look where you are today and thought, I didn't think that was possible. Yeah. But I've done it, and actually, on reflection, it wasn't even that hard. It's like, once I understand that, what next? You're like, whoa, this is
Yep, I agree totally.
So, question for you. So, a couple of things before we discuss the future is, obviously you've talked about quality of life. Working not many hours is very important to you. You were doing about 10 hours a month beforehand. Now you're talking about, I think it's 15 hours a week. Yeah. But now obviously you've outsourced that to prep. So the question I want to ask is, that's today and that's where you were. There's a bit in the middle which is called, going through what people might perceive as the pain of that registration and getting over that hurdle. What's the most number of hours you're working on average, during that period? Did you go up to like 40 hours a week, or was it still pretty consistent? How did it work?
I would stick to 15 hours a week still. Yeah. Really? I don't think, because it'll be, for example, one day I'll work a little bit more simply because I'd have to do, let's say, prepping and this and this and this and this. Then it's a little bit longer. Or let's say if I have to do my VAT returns, then obviously that takes a little bit more time. But then after that, I'll take a week off. So I'll spend 8 hours one day and then take a week off. I can't deal with this. So the other day I had to do my end of years, and I spent like 3 days doing it. I was like, nah, I can't do it anymore. So I took a week off. So for me, like I said, I want to live a stress-free life, and I try to do that achieve that as much as I can, by eliminating a lot of stressful things.
Hey, it's really interesting, and what's really nice here is you're talking about what's your values. Your values are like stress-free, enjoying the journey, challenging yourself, but also as well, it's really about that quality of life, and also your why now, defining your why, your family. So that's brilliant. Yeah. Question for you. Obviously, I speak to people, they're going through the VAT threshold. You said it. You see the first VAT bill. Oh my God, it's the most scary thing in the world. People talk about like going for 0-rated items, cut that VAT bill down. Is that what they should do? Is that the advice you'd offer, or what would you say?
I've sold 2 0 VAT products.
Yeah. You're a smart man. You're doing really good margins. Why did you not go down the 0-rated VAT? Why did you continue with normal rated?
Don't know. I never really. I focus on products that make profit, and if they make profit, I don't really care if it's 20%, 10%, 5%. Well, I mean, obviously it's not possible, but I don't really focus too much on that because I don't think that's important to my business. I focus on, finding the golden gems, as I call them, the products that really make a lot of money. So if I'm allowed, if you don't mind, I'll just explain a few products that I have sold over the course of the year. And I would probably say between January and February, or like sort of March, so for the 2.5 months, I've only really used one supplier, one store to produce around £25,000 profit.
Wow. That's like
just one store. Pretty much, yeah. And then I use another store. So if I would go down the list, I'd say I probably use 3 stores the most throughout the whole year that produce the most profit. 3 stores, and that probably equates for maybe like 70% of my profit and revenue. So I focus not on the zero VAT products or this or this. I focus on the products that I can buy in bulk, a lot of it. So that's why I think my strategy is a little bit different to most people. I do go wide on certain things. This is what my VAs look for. My VAs look for the wide products. I look for the deep products, let's say. And I don't know, one product I bought 1,000 units of straight. And I had to prep it myself. Then I wasn't happy, but other than that, yeah, I've sold a lot of products way over 300 units. I just purchased them, and some of them cost me over £10,000 in one order. And no worries, I was never afraid. And even people jumped on it, I was never afraid because I believe in my strategy. I believe in what I know. And this is why, you go back to certain things I mentioned in the past, my other interview that I said, use the right software as tools to help you with your strategy. And I hope that answers your question, but I don't really look at the percentage of VAT that I have to claim or pay or etc. It's not important to my business because I don't want to do all that. I don't care. For me, if it makes profit and I can buy that product, a lot of especially, I'll do it.
I think the thing I take away from that is you look at the end result. You look at the profit. That's what you care about. Now, whether this product is a 20% VAT item or a 0% VAT item, it doesn't matter. No. VAT is just a fee we pay, but we've already calculated whether it's going to be profitable enough, and we care about the cash profit at the end, not minimizing the VAT bill.
Correct.
Because it's like a fool's gold by trying to minimize the VAT bill, because actually you're not going after the most profitable item. So be careful what you focus on.
Yeah, and I would add just one more thing. When looking at certain products, I only sourced in bulk only those products that add the most value. So I would not buy 1,000 units of a product that makes me 50p or £1 profit. No. I want to buy products that make me £10, £20, £15. Let's go back to the idea of working, prepping myself. If I have to prep 100 units that make me £1 and it'll take me 2 hours to pack, that's £50 an hour from packing those units, right? Now, I don't like that. For me, there's no value in this. So for me, 100 units, and if I can make £5, £10 profit, and it takes me exactly the same amount of hours to pack or prep, that's where I find value. This is for me. This is a valuable product to me and my time, because that's how I do it. So this is something that Luke Filer mentions a lot. Is what's your hourly rate? Now, he eliminates tasks because they don't add as much, he wants to focus on other things. For me, it's like, if I prep, then I want to extract the most value from it. So I would charge myself £5 an hour, as in per product, £5 per product spent. So yeah.
And I think the evidence you can see in that is the fact that when we last spoke, you were doing £70 per hour. We just calculated now you're doing £108 per hour. So you've seen that growth. So hey, well done to you. Really, really big well done. So obviously you talked about the past. You talked about a lot about VAT, and obviously you helped a lot of questions around getting over that threshold and common kind of misconceptions around it. What's the future hold? You've got a family, you've got a team of 3. You're doing nearly 400k. Nice profits, great margins. Where are you going?
January, I kind of took a bit of time off in terms of reflection, a lot of reflection and understanding, how I feel about what I'm doing. It's kind of a strange one. I think I tried to reconnect because after Q4 and after this whole year, I think I was so stressed about everything that I never sat down to reflect and then emotionally talk to myself. By emotionally, I mean to reconnect with myself and my purposes. And I feel like I will continue doing what I'm doing with Amazon, maybe not as much involvement. I'm thinking of hiring another VA, 3 sourcing VAs and 1 admin, and just roll the ball, I guess, and focus on other things in life and businesses maybe. I do follow a lot of crypto now, so I'm involved in crypto a lot. So I do a lot of investments. Working on a project with Luke Filer actually, which I think will completely change the NFT community, which I'm really, really excited about. But in terms of Amazon journey, I think I'll focus more on growing into the European market. I think there's a gap in the market, let's say, down there. So I think I might look into that. But in terms of fixed goals, I don't think I have one at the moment, if I'm really, really honest with you. And the reason why is because I don't know. I think I'm back into that. As I mentioned earlier, I'm back where I was at the 85K threshold or below it. I'm back to that comfort. And I think I'm now kind of looking, I've been talking to myself for the last maybe 2 weeks about what I want to do moving forward. When I find out, I'll let you know. But at the moment, in terms of Amazon, I don't know what I'm going to do. It's a strange answer, I know, but yeah, I need to do a lot of planning and thinking, because I don't know. I think I kind of achieved what I wanted to achieve in Amazon, and I think it's time to maybe look at something different. Yeah.
So, question for you: will you keep selling on Amazon, or are you going to shut it down?
No. I'll keep selling. Yeah, Yes, I mean, I already have everything in place, so might as well just continue. I wouldn't say it's passive income, but today I've done nothing on Amazon really, other than a few calls, and I think I've already made enough money than if I worked full time elsewhere. So yeah, I will continue selling, I think. Yeah.
Today it's been really nice to talk about the journey we've been in the last 2 years, and I think if anyone else is watching, we can get so caught up in just driving the numbers, and actually you get so caught up in that you lose sense of purpose, and then you become disillusioned and distant from your business. And I think it is really important to just take it might be like a day, a week, a month, even a couple of months out of your business, and just say, hey, what am I doing and why?
Yeah.
And to reflect on that. And for you, looking back, is like, my God, you've absolutely smashed it. You've gone through that threshold. You've now again gone back to where you were, and that's absolutely fine because you were comfortable there. But you had a purpose, which is now providing. You've done it, but also now you're generating more cash, and you're like, well, Amazon's okay, but I've never been super like, I want to do more of it. You're like, no, I want to do about 15 hours. I'm happy. But then you now found other passion projects to do. And that's great. And there's risk diversification in that, and there's lots of things. So, hey, well done to you. And I think it's really important to take time out and just reflect and to think about why. Where am I going? Why am I doing that?
Absolutely. It's crucially important, especially now when I have a family member, a little one, and there are moments when, because obviously I work from home still, I hear my partner screaming out of joy because he did something and I missed it. For me, it's like, what's more important? You only see your child, I guess, once at this age, and every day they change. So for me, it's like, what's more valuable long term? Will I regret not growing my business, or will I regret not seeing my kid, grow up? So for me, which regret will I regret more, let's say? So, and I think the latter one is way more important to me than anything else. I am still motivated to grow. I just think I just need a bit of time to do it right and do it the way I want to do it, and make sure that I do it at my own pace, because I really don't like rushing. I don't like to be uncomfortable, like I mentioned earlier. For me, it's very important to be mentally healthy in the business, because if I'm not mentally healthy and I'm stressed out, I feel like, I'm not happy then. So for me, it's very, very important, all these things. So it's a bit of a strange answer, I know, to all this, but yeah, this is how I perceive this business now, all my life.
I think the takeaway from it is you're only in a race against yourself. So it's your own journey. You're not racing against anyone. Enjoy that journey. Make the most of it, and do it for you, not because someone else is doing something that you want.
Correct.
So definitely. Well, Daniel, it's been a real pleasure. If anyone wants to get in contact with you, or maybe like see your journey, because I know you share in a couple of groups, where can they see that?
Yeah, they can follow me find me on Facebook, I guess, Daniel Gillmore. I'm sure you will punch my details in the bio. Or you can find me everywhere really on Facebook if you need and have any questions. I'm more than happy to help or share any support for anybody. No problem.
Well, thank you so much for your time. Honestly, best of luck in the future. And obviously, I look forward to like another update in like 2 years' time, see what's gone on. And we're like, you've just done 1 million and now you're working an hour a week? Like, this is incredible.
Yeah. Or I'll say I'm working at Aldi or something. Nothing
Massive
wrong with
anti-climax.
that. Nothing wrong with that. You know, you have to follow your passions, I guess.
Exactly.
But yeah, thank you, Thomas, for having me. It's been a pleasure catching up with you after such a long time. I mean, in terms of interview, and I hope that anybody watching this will find this valuable in any way, shape, or form. And yeah, good luck with your journeys, your own Amazon journeys. Yeah.
100% completely agree. Well, Daniel, thank you so much. Obviously, take care, and I look forward to catching up with you hopefully soon to hear what's going on. Obviously, the next part of your journey. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.